Welcome back, folks, to Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. This is a change of scenery, as you can tell by the lights. We're on like a first date vibe. I don't know what's going on. Here joined by two co-hosts, Landon Higa and Jarin Kobashigawa, with special guest today, MVP of the 2021 summer season, Shane Himeta.
Thank you for having me.
Wanted to be known by El Mago. Why?
Just Javier Baez. He is
Little man crush?
a little bit.
It's okay.
Bit. Yeah, he's a defensive specialist, so
He looks like Cole Romo at the plate right now.
yeah.
Yikes.
Sorry,
That-
Cole.
That I don't want to take
And
part
Javi.
of. But
Oh yeah. More so Javi.
More so Javi.
but yeah, just wanted to be defensive specialist. I love how fast his hands are, so
Well, we're happy to have you on, and Shane came on to the Danimals last summer. It was your first summer out with us. It was a huge addition to the team. I think it doesn't go understated that we appreciate you being out there every game at shortstop because you really hold down the fort. Before then, it was just kind of piecing together who could make that throw from deep shortstop. It was either me or Brandon or Joey or whoever's arm wasn't hanging that day. But man, what a change of scenery to have someone that's actually pretty solid in the field there, huh?
I would agree. As a guy who has to play first base and receive the throws, I think Shane's probably the most consistent. A couple high ones this past game, but he's just getting warmed up. At least he's reaching for the most part.
And no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have always had shoulder problems. Since senior year of high school, so I don't really play deep in the 6-hole that much. I'm pretty sure at least this past weekend, Matt was playing deeper at third than I was at shortstop. So I try to limit the distance of the throw and just rely on my range.
Well, and I'm sure the 8-man or 7-man shift to the right side of the infield, that's got to help too.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about getting all the balls. But sometimes when you have Lee playing right next to you, you don't really trust him that much.
Well, if you're sticking around for this episode, we appreciate you. You might hear some background noise or whatever. We're in Jaren's backyard. This is a little bit of a change of scenery for us. Got the light action. I don't know if we can pick that up on camera too much, but it literally looks like we're about to bust open a charcuterie board and some wine and have some deep conversation.
Yeah, I want to be proactive about this. We have lights back here.
Two of them just went out. These two right here.
We have lights above us. There's a ring light in front of us. We have cameras diagonally facing, and we're playing this totally by ear. We have lighting changing because we're outside filming for the first time. So
Yeah, if you ever watched like the movie Moneyball, where Billy Beane is explaining to everybody like, there's the Yankees, there's the Red Sox, then there's 50 feet of crap, and then there's us. That's our budget.
that's our part. Oh yeah.
That's our budget. It's everybody else. There's Joe Rogan. There's Pat McAfee. There's 100 feet of.
There's a bunch of other podcasts.
There's a bunch of other podcasts.
And there's 300 feet of
and there's 300 more feet of.
and then there's us.
But remember like in like week 2 of this podcast, we were like the 86th ranked podcast.
Hey, we're getting up there.
We were the 86th ranked baseball podcast in Canada and like the 114th in the United States.
Let's go Canada.
Let's go. We have I think we probably have one listener in Canada, and there's probably 87 podcasts in Canada about baseball. But we're getting up
We're
there.
on the board.
Yeah, we're doing something right,
We're on the board.
if we're a top 100.
Yeah. Shane, I'm sorry we had to come on the episode that we have the most dysfunction on the set, but we appreciate you coming out on such short notice. Wanted to get right into to Shane. Shane's been a big addition to the Danimals and got his start at Kaneohe Little League. Kaneohe boy,
Yeah.
out on that side of the island, very far away from everybody. What
Quite
was
the
your
distance.
youth baseball growing up like?
I mean,
Was baseball your first sport you played? Only sport you played?
no. Growing up, I played baseball, soccer, and a little bit of basketball. I don't know if you've seen my baby pictures, but I wasn't a skinny kid.
We have one that we're going to flash up right now of Shane. I think it's in a Marino jersey in like
It was
middle school or
basketball,
something.
yeah.
Little chubby kid, man.
I wasn't a skinny kid. wasn't very fast, and you can imagine, a little chubby kid running up and down a court or a full soccer field. So
So baseball was the least amount of running?
Yeah, it was the least amount of running, and that's kind of what I stuck to. But Yeah.
Did you always grow up playing middle infield?
I started as a catcher, actually. Then
Thanks for letting us know.
yeah.
Still got the chops behind the dish.
I don't think so.
That's a lie.
Yeah, I started off as a catcher, and then only until I started playing with Marino, I got moved to shortstop.
So you moved to Marino in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
You play intermediate ball?
I did, yeah.
Okay. So what was that experience like?
I wasn't really like sure of what to think about it. I mean, growing up, I was always little league and a little small like pony league stuff, but it's my first like private school baseball team that I've been a part of, and I was kind of nervous. Didn't know what to really think about it, but I really enjoyed just coming out with a bunch of my friends that I see all the time at school, and yeah.
I was just gonna ask, like, did you know a lot of the teammates during your intermediate years?
My intermediate years, I knew one person, just from Kaneohe Little League that so happened to go to Marino at the same time. But yeah, that's about all I knew on the team.
So you had quite the career at Marino that can be summarized with a state championship in 2015. I think the year prior or that year you're the only freshman that made the varsity squad that year, and actually had some pretty impactful moments during that season. And it's something that you don't see very often, right? A freshman getting an opportunity at the varsity level, especially, I guess, like all across the nation, right? You have freshman and sophomore mostly reserved for the JV squad, but your impact was almost immediate. Right when you got to high school, it was, on the baseball field, playing at the varsity level, and contributing to a championship team.
You got your name called off the bench in the first round of the state tournament, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yep.
How nervous were you?
Yeah.
I was at that game. I don't really remember. I mean, there was just so much adrenaline going on when Randy called my name, but I'm pretty sure, I probably went to that game thinking, I'm not going to play. I'm just going to sit on the bench and cheer everybody on, maybe get a pinch run in. That's primarily what my role was during that year, was pinch running for Josh or JR. But, yeah, Randy came over to me and said, swing a bat. And I was like, oh, gosh.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we were actually down.
This was the Kapolei game.
Right.
This was the first round, so we were down. I don't know by how much.
I think we were down
2 or 3, right?
So Shane comes up to bat. I think you were the lead off.
No. There was one out. I know.
You sound nervous just recalling this story.
There was one out, runner on first. And yeah, I went up to
You guys are down 1 or 2?
2 runs.
2 runs.
So I was the tying run. He threw me a little hanging curveball down the middle, hit it back up the middle, and it was first and second, 1 out.
And that started the career, man.
Yeah, I was really nervous. Ground ball to the shortstop, double play, game over. Right,
Man, dude,
that would have crushed my dreams.
that would have been tough. Yeah, I remember watching that game. I was in my college freshman room dorm. I was watching it on the website. I had Michael Nishiki on the phone. We were talking about it, and then we pinch hit. Michael had no idea who we were. Like, who is this kid? And I was like, so a little something. I coached the Marino JV team for 1 fall season. I was the pitching coach.
Did anybody listen to you?
No, of course not.
Okay.
Why would they? I don't know what the hell I was talking about. But anyway, Shane was on that team. I think you might have been in 8th grade. No, JV. So you're probably freshman. And Shane was one of the only guys on the team that like kind of knew what he was doing. So when he went to hit, I was like, okay. And, like, I seen Shane do some stuff. Like, I have a little bit of faith in him, but I was like, oh man, he's a freshman, and he just put in the state tournament. I'm like, all right, Randy.
And a pretty big moment.
Oh
too.
yeah, I was like, oh man, I guess Coach Randy believes in him. I was like, all right, here we go, and right up the middle, I was like, oh, all right, and then eventually came back and won that game.
And that hit set the stage for Jarin's controversial missed home plate winning run.
Right. Did you know about that?
My mom bought the
the
OC16
game?
video. Yeah, the game.
What is your take on it? Do you think I touched the plate?
No chance.
From the camera's view, no. I don't think you touched home plate, but I mean the umpire signaled safe, so I was like, all right.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, Let's go.
That doesn't give you any more credibility than what the video shows. It's like pretty obvious that you completely missed it and didn't even realize it and just went to celebrate.
I was like, let's go.
So you scored the tying run on that base hit?
Yeah, I was at third base. I think
Yeah.
JR was hitting.
A little chopper over the left side, yeah?
Oh, that was his walk-off hit, but it was like a pass ball.
Oh, you scored
I
the...
scored on a pass
okay,
ball,
okay.
yeah.
And then you scored from third.
Yeah.
Scored from third.
I crossed the plate.
You
The
passed
general
home plate.
area of where the plate was, and no one questioned it.
You were in the vicinity. The neighborhood play, which doesn't exist anymore. But
For
you
a
know.
game-winning run?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So Shane and I, we actually following year, we moved up to D1. Shane was my middle infield
Your
partner.
DP partner?
Yep, my DP partner. We had a pretty good relationship.
Yeah.
I feel like we got matching gloves.
We did.
Oh, cute.
Aw.
Did have matching
We-
gloves.
I-
I still have mine.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't use it
Oh,
because it's a little bust, but I still have it.
I think, well, that makes sense. I only used mine for my senior year pretty much, but I think the idea of it, or the design of it, we interchanged. You had like a black
I had black
lacing,
and you
I had
had
white
white.
lacing, but we both had like maroon accents on it, and it was like a tannish glove.
Yeah.
So this is a first date.
Yeah, this is, actually a reconnect.
Okay, this is a...
An old flame.
Old flame of mine. I
Those
also
flames
wanted
never
to.
die.
I also wanted to test you here. Do you remember our secret handshake?
Oh, God.
I
Oh, we're reliving memories here, boys.
Close the yearbook, dude.
I think my first time playing for Danimals, my mom asked me, "Is like, do you still remember the handshake you and Jarin used to have?"
My parents asked me the same thing.
I mean,
Can we see it?
I don't think I remember it at all.
That's
Oh, that's got to be heartbreaking.
that. Yeah. Just before this, well, I had time to prepare, so just before this, I looked it up.
You had to research what your handshake was?
I don't think it'll look good if we go across. So Landon, make pretend you're Shane. Hold this. So it's 3 taps. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and then we did this.
And then a quick smooch on the
And
lips.
then we kissed, and then I pecked him. Does that ring a bell?
The 3 taps, definitely. Everything after that, I have no
Okay,
recollection.
please don't break my heart. Did you create a handshake with the new middle infielder?
I did not.
Okay, good.
It was always just a toss the ball back to the pitcher after the throwdown and a quick hug, and that was it.
Oh, let's go!
It was never a
Oh,
It
handshake.
makes me
yeah.
feel good.
Making you feel special.
Yeah. No one can replace your first love.
No one can.
Should me and Landon
wait.
leave or? What? There's something going on here.
You can just reconnect together.
You know-
You got one-on-one sesh.
Yeah, maybe in the second half it'll just be
got
me
a
and Shane.
handshake, matching gloves.
Could
My
you guys
goodness.
actually run out to Walmart and get us some candles?
I mean, we've pretty set the stage pretty well already.
The nice lights in the
Yeah.
background.
Well,
Yeah.
talking about swagger gloves, we're going to cut to a break here and hear a message from our sponsors. New sponsor alert. Aria Gloves, brand ambassadors, bringing it out to Danimals Baseball. On the other side, we'll continue our chat with Shane Himeta. This is Under the Lights, presented by Danimals Baseball. This episode of Under the Lights, presented by Danimals Baseball, is sponsored by Growler Hawaii. From quality craft beverages, delicious cuisine to a quality ambiance, Growler Hawaii is the place to be for your post-game Danimals Dubs Sellies. Experience the best quality American beer at a craft beer pub in Honolulu. Located in Kapahulu near Waikiki Beach, it is the go-to place to sit back, relax, and enjoy handcrafted beer made to perfection. Thank you, Growler Hawaii, for supporting the Danimals Blue and Pink squads. We all look forward to a crisp beer and delicious grinds after our ball games. Mahalo, Uncle Bill, Uncle Al, Josh, and Jake. We'll see you there. Under the Lights, presented by Danimals Baseball, are proud to be brand ambassadors for our new sponsor, Aria Gloves. Absolutely ridiculous innovation for athletes, or Aria have reimagined the baseball glove in a way that no one has before. To give the player a voice on the field while making the game more fun and impactful for the next generation of athletes and fans, these gloves are the definition of swagger, but they don't sacrifice the quality. Made of Japanese kip leather and endorsed by athletes like Jazz Chisholm and Luke Weaver, we hope to bring these amazing gloves to you. The boys will be featuring the strawberry dipped ice cream cone catcher's mitt in the next ball game. Help us out by going to ariagloves.com and use the promo code MrCoach for a discount on your next masterpiece. Mahalo. All right, we'll do that again. Welcome back, folks, to Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. Here joined by Landon Higa, Jarin Kobashigawa, special guest today, Shane Himeta, MVP of the 2021 season. Shane, wanting to get into some of your other adventures off the baseball field, you followed in suit of one of our other good friends, Justin Ushio, and joined the bowling team in high school. What the hell is wrong with you?
One of my friends just came up to me because he was already on the bowling team. He was like, "Oh, why don't you just, come out for fun?"
Brendan?
No, Evan.
Oh, Evan.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, why don't you just come out for fun and because it's just bowling." So I was like, "All right, I guess I'll try." And then I went out for the first practice and I wasn't that bad, so I just stuck with it and I played my junior and senior year.
I always gave to Justin because he always used "I'm going to bowling" as an excuse to get out of summer conditioning. Same mindset there?
No, I guess not. I don't know. Well, when Randy left, I guess we didn't really have conditioning like throughout the summer as much, and as seriously. So it's just like I need something to do, and I don't want to be, stuck.
So you just ate garlic fries at IA Bowl and rolled
Pretty much, and got yelled at for having oily fingers in my bowling ball. But yeah.
Well, let me just riff off some stats here because we're not sitting across from just any bowler. Shane was 49th out of 100 in the state and finished 16th in the ILH.
That's the 51st percentile.
He averaged 168.
That was 49th? I feel like that's pretty high, that score.
Well, I finished 49th in state. I don't know if that average was for during the season or if that was just during state.
Okay. Kids putting up 200 easy at the top.
Did you bowl better in state or during the regular?
I think I might have done better during state.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the biggest difference you see between bowling and baseball?
The
weight
size
of the ball?
Or in the way that you approach you approach bowling versus baseball.
What's different?
What pregame jam do you play in your headphones going to the bowling alley?
I don't even think I had a pregame jam. I was just like, I'm gonna, go bowl and have some fun today. I didn't really take it that seriously until, I guess we really started the match. But yeah.
You think there's any mental approach that you can relate between the two sports at all?
Yeah, it's a huge mental game, and because you're bowling with a team, but you're also focusing on what you're doing yourself. So that's kind of the aspect of baseball, right? You do what you need to do, and you have to rely on everybody else to do their job, and that'll win you games, and that's kind of what bowling is also about. But the mental approach is I think I learned a lot from bowling, and that helped me in baseball just because you have to clear those glasses are really throwing me off.
It's throwing him off too. He probably can't even see you right now.
I was just gonna say I can't see anything.
If you miss a spare ball on your last approach, whatever, you really have to clear your head and throw a good ball the next time you go, and that's striking out your last at bat and figuring out what to do next to have a different approach the next time you go up to bat. So, yeah.
As a novice bowler myself, and I wouldn't say I'm good by any stretch of the imagination, I probably average a solid 91 maybe. What is one piece of advice that someone that actually bowls can give to somebody that bowls for fun and doesn't do well?
See, I didn't really...
You were just naturally gifted at rolling a ball down a straight lane?
Well, going into bowling, I always, rolled my ball straight. So it wasn't
so no...
there was no curve before I started bowling in high school. And then, I went up for my first day, and my coach came up to me. He's like, "Shake my hand." So I shook his hand. And he's like, "That's..."
I thought you were going to do a handshake.
He's like, "That's how you have to finish when you roll the ball, because you're going to go like
so
this and then finish like a handshake." And so once I started
instead
doing
of
that,
scooping it, you shake the hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what got me to curve the ball. And then from there, it's just figuring out there's different markers on the lane. So just figuring out which marker to hit. And yeah.
Left, right, left, right, left?
God, yeah.
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 See, I know things.
What did?
That's the steps
Okay.
before you release the ball. Yeah.
Oh, like the approach.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
See,
and
I-
both lost.
I know things.
Okay.
Shane was also a back-to-back dodgeball championship, and we have a Marino squad here, so we all know the value of winning the high school dodgeball champ.
Let
We
me
have-
just be the first to say that I'm the savvy vet when it comes to dodgeball championships.
But Shane won as an underclassman, if the sophomore and junior year.
We won sophomore year, or at least, well, our grade won sophomore, junior, senior.
Oh, you
year.
weren't playing your junior year.
But my class was not playing junior, senior year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like
gotcha.
my advisory.
hmm
Yeah. But yeah, my advisory won sophomore year.
And also other things that Shane was involved in, craft club, right? I think at one point I was a president of craft club.
We did nothing in that club, but
Oh,
yes,
whoa, I wouldn't say nothing.
Oh,
We revolutionized the craft club.
attitude reflect leadership, eh?
Oh no! Do you remember what we used to make most often?
it was like the
Friendship
friendship
bracelet.
bracelet.
Absolutely,
That's-
absolutely.
That's all we did. So I said we did nothing in that club.
But was that not
You
fun?
put like 3 beads on a string and then
No.
like
Oh.
sit around for the rest of the day or what?
I think we would just interchange.
Yeah,
colors.
it was just bracelet, no beads. It was just whatever bracelet.
So are you guys in like the yearbook picture on the craft club?
I think so.
Yeah,
Jared,
surprise,
was that a,
surprise.
like-
We have a picture for you guys. I dug deep.
Wow.
Jarin, did you put that on your college application?
Yeah. No, because like extracurriculars, right?
Craft club
Yeah. President of craft club.
president.
Shane, did you put that on your college application?
I did not.
Good.
Did you like win an election?
Yeah.
I think you made that
Shane
club
and,
up, so you were
Shane and
automatically
Jason were the 2 other members. So.
Yeah.
You were just
I remember
automatically the president of the club.
Ryan's brother Jason was a huge supporter, big time participant in the craft club. I think he was like maybe the number 2 friendship bracelet guy that we had. I was, of course, your number 1 guy.
Can you make me a friendship bracelet? Like all these years and you haven't made me a friendship bracelet?
I don't have the materials and I don't remember how.
Okay.
But I could make you a imaginary friendship bracelet. Is that the same thing? Okay, never mind. Let's move on.
I was trying to think of a witty comeback there, but I just stared instead.
Nice try. So, Shane went on to play at Puget Sound University. Just graduated this past year.
University of
Congratulations.
Pungent Smell.
Yeah.
So my dad's a graduate of Puget Sound, so that's
Oh.
what he called it.
Russ, shout out Russ.
It's the smell of the sound. I think it's the paper mill that's right over there. It's just absolutely disgusting when the wind blows that way.
I think you
So it actually smells bad.
Oh yeah.
I thought you just called it
Not
that.
all the time, but I mean when the wind does blow towards the school, yeah, you
Ooh.
can smell it.
well, Shane had a pretty good senior year, if I will say so for you. Leading up to your senior year, you got a couple of bats here and there. Did you play on the field at all?
A couple of times. I might have started one game at second base, but it was mostly just like pinch hits, kind of
So-
like in the quarterfinal type of situation. Yeah.
So Randy already knew what you were
Yeah,
gonna
he was
be
setting me
doing.
up for what I was going to do in college, basically, yeah.
Taught you young.
Well, pinch hitting is one of the harder things to do in baseball, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely. I would agree.
Randy would preach that. It's like, that's harder than starting a game. You know, you're coming off the bench cold. You haven't seen any pitching all day. You don't have the timing. And it's, you go up there and you're expected to have a productive at-bat. And whereas if you're a starter, your 3rd or 4th time at-bat, it's like, he's got room to ground out lazily to the shortstop or something. But when you're off the bench, it's like, you better put a good swing on this thing.
Were you like the pinch hit guy throughout like the regular season?
I think my junior, maybe towards the ending of the sophomore year. Yeah, I was kind of like the first name to be called up. But yeah, it was like something our coach always like preached was like, if you're not starting and you're the person to be pinch hitting, it's like very crucial for you to, stay warm and
Stay locked in.
Yeah, stay locked in because, you're sitting, especially when we play double headers on Saturdays and, you sit
17
innings, and in the 9th inning, your name gets called. You got to be ready
I
for
feel like
your
when
opportunity.
I feel like when the pinch hit guy gets a knock, like the boys get real fired
Oh
up.
yeah,
right?
The dugout gets louder
Yeah.
than ever. Yeah.
So it's got to be a good feeling when that can come through like that.
So it takes until your senior year for you to get kind of regular PT, and when given that opportunity, you shined. You had an outstanding senior season at University of Puget Sound, made first team all conference as a DH, and Shane is actually, to us at Danimals, more known for his glove work than his stick, but man, hell of a senior season to go out with all conference nomination, and especially at a DH position where I don't think we would have ever imagined you getting that accolade for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I started the first series at shortstop, and then after that series, my shoulder was just absolutely shot. So I was like, I don't think I can make this throw next weekend. So yeah, and I hit really well that series. So my coach was, we got to keep you in the lineup. So I was like, he's like, we'll just put you at DH. And so I was fine with that. I was getting at bats. So, and I was doing really well. And then eventually, unfortunately, our 1 and 2 game starters who were seniors got injured. And so we needed new people to step up in different roles. And our first baseman, who is normally our closer, our coaches wanted to make him a starter. So that's when I had to just transition to learn to play first base, just so that I could stay in the lineup to hit.
Okay.
The slow transition of getting old, dude.
Yeah.
you start on the left side of the infield and make your way over to the right side.
Oh, yeah.
I came in as a freshman as a shortstop, and then my shoulder was sore, so I couldn't make the throw. So I got moved to second, and then I also played a little bit of third in the fall of my senior year, and then went back to short in the beginning of senior year, and then ended at first base. So I've been all around the infield.
Swiss Army knife kind of role. It sounds like your coach kind of moved you where he needed you.
Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it was, but was there any challenge in their mindset switching from playing in the field to strictly being a DH? I know that gets talked about a lot, especially in today's game where DHs are more prominent. Like for some guys it's easier, some guys it's not. Did you have any difficulty transitioning, or was it pretty smooth?
I think it was pretty smooth, just because I would always pinch hit a lot.
So
That's like the only thing I would focus about is hitting. But when times I would have to start at first base, it was a little different switch that I had to put on, because not only do I have to worry about hitting, but I got to play defense as well. And
at first base, you're involved a lot.
Yeah, and you don't really see a 5'8" first baseman all the time. So
unless you're watching the Danimals, then you got your boy. Except I'm not 5'8".
Shane, what was your favorite moment from your senior season?
It would have to be against Pacific. I think we were bottom 9. We were tied. I think we had 1 out. Runners on first and second. So I was DH in that game, and I'm pretty sure I was 0 for before that at bat, and I was all up in my head. I was like, I was thinking, it's like, coach should just pull me right now, put a pinch hitter in, because I'm not gonna get a hit right now. And one of my other coaches came up to me and he's like, "You got this. Like, you're gonna walk it off right here." And sure enough, I think he threw me like a low outside changeup. Was a little early on it, but put it to the right side, and luckily the right fielder didn't make a great throw home plate, because if he made a great throw, he would have been hosed. But yeah, walked it off. That had to be the
like
best
every
moment.
kid's dream, man.
Yeah.
They can't all be Darren Lau in right field.
Oh.
I do remember seeing that though, and we have the video to show. But man, were you hyped afterwards?
Yeah, there was a lot of emotions running. I did not know what to do with myself. I'd never been in that situation before.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, it was pretty much exactly how I felt. So I didn't know what to do. One of my best friends, who was on first base at the time, was at second base when I got the hit. And I remember, because my first base coach was telling me, like, get to second, because, if he gets thrown out at home, at least we'll be, second and third, 2 outs. But my friend, who was on first base, stopped at second base. So if he was out at home, we would have been screwed, because I was just stuck in the middle of first and second. But luckily he scored, and he was the first person to come over to me, gave me a hug, and then I looked at the dugout and I just saw 40 dudes running after me, and I was like the best, hands down, best experience I've ever been a part of. Yeah.
That DH mindset has got to be so tough because, at some point you got to think it's a little advantageous because you don't have to carry over what you do in the field. But then at other times when you're 0 for 4 and, hitting is literally your only responsibility that game, that's got to be tough to reframe that mindset and get into the zone. And especially in a moment like that where game is on the line and you're up there to produce and you're the DH, I'm so happy that you got to experience that little walk-off moment there.
Yeah, that was definitely something special, and I think that's what a lot of people, I guess, describe as what's like hard about being a DH is you don't really have time to. I mean, you have all the time in the world
You
to
gotta
just
think,
think.
Like
in
when
between
it's-
at
when it's-
bats.
Like when it's late game like that, you just got to stew in your 0 for 4
Yeah.
or 0 for 3, whatever you were at that point. And there's nothing to take your mind off of it.
Yeah, like you go over 3 with 3 strikeouts, and all you do
Yeah.
is you walk back to the bench and you sit
Yeah.
down. And you just think about your 3 strikeouts. You don't get to go back on the field and
So when
worry
it
about a
comes
ground
to
ball.
like crunch time and late game like that, that's when it's more. To me, that's like when it's more impressive. When it's like you're able to, because you have to be thinking about it because you're not doing anything else. So to be able to get past that and then come through, regardless of all that stuff, I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Walk-off moment cooler than celebrating a state championship?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, especially since
because he did it
yeah,
himself, sort of, but not himself, but that was his.
like I got
moment.
to be a part of the state championship, and because I pinch ran that game and whatnot, but I think because it was just only me, I think
Mhm.
that's what made it cooler. Yeah.
like that. I like that answer.
And last thing before we move on, I just want to lay out a timeline here. I'm not saying it's correlated or there's any causation, but the summer before Shane's senior season, he hits me up to play Danimals baseball. Says, my coach wants me to stay active, but I just want to have some fun. I said, come out. So he plays the summer season with the Danimals, goes up.
Wins MVP for the Danimals 2021 summer.
You're right. He has
Yep.
a great season, by the way. Goes up, sort of rides that momentum from summer season. Goes on to hit 418, player of the
Yee.
week couple of times, all conference DH.
What can you say?
Product of the Danimals?
Hey, it's a Dynamo success story, one of many to come. Hopefully,
Yeah, I would definitely have to attribute some success to the Danimals.
We'll take it.
My coach, I mean, he wants everybody, like, in between seasons to do something in the summer, like play summer ball, and especially with my shoulder, I didn't want to be doing something competitive. And I was like, a couple of years back, too, as the Danimals Instagram page followed me, and I was like, who the heck is this?
what are these terrible meme maker posts?
It's like, who's running this page, and why are they following me? Like, I have no idea who this is. And I was like, oh, it's Jarin. I was like watching the content. I was like, oh, this is some fun baseball that they're playing. And then, yeah, when the summer before senior year came, I was like, I got to do something. And I was like, I'm just going to play some Danimals. So I hit Jarin up, and yeah, the rest was history.
So, collegiate baseball players from Hawaii, if you need some summer reps and you're trying to win all conference in your next season, Danimals baseball, you know where to find us.
Good plug, Landon.
You're welcome.
I will say, though, if you're going to play for Danimals before a season, you might want to look at some machine BP before you.
A little bit of a velo difference, perhaps.
Big velo difference. I almost 20 miles an hour difference.
It might be a little early on those fastballs the first couple of bats.
Yeah, it's like a hanging changeup every time that you're really not expecting because you're thinking 85.
For you, maybe. But,
For the rest of us, this is
Some of-
this is cheddar.
some of us, 72. Oh, buy me. Shit.
It sounds like you're talking about someone specific, a.k.a.
Yeah, myself. What?
Oh, I was going to say Cole.
I was thinking
What?
about Cole too.
I
Well-
think everybody was thinking
Oh,
Cole.
I was referring more to myself.
Way to be self-centered.
Well, I'm not trying to bury my guy. I mean, he does it himself in the box. I don't need to do it anymore.
How good does it feel to not be worried about getting a screamer every game?
Yo, I used to be the strikeout king of Danimals, and it's like few and far between. It's like not even close now, and it's like kind of nuts. Because it was Reese, and then Reese he got traded to Vegas, the Vegas organization, and now it's Cole Romo. But I think he'll bounce back. He just got to work on some
Everything.
Yeah, we'll help him out.
You just better hope he stays on the blue team. He doesn't only play for the pink team.
We're gonna trade him when we play the pink team.
Yeah, eventually I'll probably reclaim my crown as Strikeout King. But until then, it's all you, Cole.
Let me just run an idea by you because this just came to mind. We're eventually going to have a pink versus blue team game. In that game, should I take an at-bat?
No, you can barely walk.
Absolutely not, you idiot.
No, okay, but here's
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Here's the idea.
What if
His
you get
ankle's
beaten in the
surgically
ankle?
repaired, Shane.
It's
Yeah,
your
but he
lead
doesn't have to
ankle.
move.
Yeah, well,
Just
I'm
hit the
gonna-
ball and
We can trust whoever's on the mound. We'll play it.
Can we?
Yeah.
Who are you gonna trust? Who do you trust on the mound to?
I trust any baseball player if they're not throwing 100%.
Hey, I threw the first pitch out at UH,
But
not at
that was
100%.
cold. That was cold.
And that was a pull side yank that would have hit you right in the leg.
Because then it would be funny if I get a base hit. We'll have someone like running for me maybe. But wouldn't it
Can
be
you just
funny?
crutch down the line?
That'd be
you have to
hilarious.
use your crutch as a bat.
Oh, jeez.
Well, let's go ahead and go cut to a break real quick.
That's a no.
Reset the cameras. Sorry if I cut you off there, but on the other side, we'll continue our Danimals recap with Shane Himeta. Hear a message from our sponsors. Please stay tuned for Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball.
This episode of Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball is brought to you by Aloha Caps and Aloha Mitts. For the baseball gear you want and need, handled and delivered to you with Aloha. Aloha Caps and Aloha Mitts, founded by Everett Lau, a Division 1 infielder, and Emerson Lau, the business and digitally savvy brother, aim to bring you high-quality hats and mitts to the islands of Hawaii. With sizes between 7 1/4 and 7 1/2,
Size matters.
Aloha Caps delivers exceptional quality caps that have been protected from environmental and external exposures. You can find them on Instagram at Aloha_caps and Aloha Mitts. DM for any inquiries or purchase information.
Thank you, Aloha Caps and Aloha Mitts, for sponsoring this episode of Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. Stock some Angels gear. Let's go Angels, 2022 World Series champs.
And let's expand those sizes, boys. Big heads matter too.
Big heads matter.
We just want to give a quick shout out to Barber Fit Hawaii and Barber Kex. Mahalo for sponsoring Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. We know from experience that Barber Kex has some magical hands and does some really great things with the clippers. Brandon, that's where he goes to get his haircut. But we are excited to announce that Barber Kex is launching his own pomade, and Ryan and I have actually had the chance to test it out, and I like it. What do you think?
Honestly, love the product. Nice smelling. I'm wearing it now under the hat. But
We had to rock the hats.
Yeah, I
but
have to rock the hats for the podcast, but I've been wearing it every day to work, and gives them good compliments.
You know, it's great pomade, great product. It'll hold throughout the day, and it'll last you throughout the night. So go check it out. You can find them on Instagram at BarberFit Hawaii and Barber Kex. Thank you for sponsoring Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball.
Why didn't you put that? Trust us, when you're under the lights, you don't want flaccid hair. Did you put that in? Welcome back, fans, to Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. Here joined today with special guests Shane Himeta and those other two jackasses over there. Wanting to get back to Shane's first season with the Danimals, coming on year number 2. Wanting to ask you, what was your favorite Danimals memory since playing with the boys?
Oh, favorite Danimals memory. I think it had to have been when Landon was pitching. I think we were up like 17 runs or something like that. And he like gave up 10 runs in one inning. I don't know. Something
It was a 9.
Were you in the field?
I was in the field, yeah. It was a long inning. Like, I've experienced long innings, but that was a long inning.
I was surprised you let me stay out there for that long. I thought.
Oh, I said to myself, surely we can't lose up 17-1.
Well, we didn't.
Well, because I pulled you.
Oh yeah. But you weren't there. But that was like the first. That was my first appearance that season, and my mechanics were all out of whack.
Regardless, 17-1.
Oh yeah, it
and
was.
You can't
it
get
was
out of
real
an
bad.
inning.
But I bounced back the next appearance, and I had a clean inning. You weren't there for that game, and I feel like you still don't believe it happened. It's on video. It happened.
I don't care. 9 runs in 2/3 of an inning.
We all have a bad day.
That's an
Not
extra.
that bad.
That's an extra bad day.
Not that bad. My bad days are over 3.
No.
Your
Some-
bad days are ERAs of 150.
Some of us are built different, Ryan.
If you're gonna fail,
Yeah. You go big, you go home, or you go big in a bad way, and then you go home afterwards.
One of our fan favorite Danimals videos is the Halloween game. Unfortunately, you were unable to be on island because you were out doing whatever you were doing at Puget Sound. You had like a pretty okay senior season or something. If you were home, what would you have dressed up as?
Oh, that's a good question. I know you were a pink dinosaur or something.
I was a purple dragon.
Purple dragon. I had a dinosaur. I have a blow up dinosaur costume
matchy.
I have a brother.
that I.
You guys gonna kiss after this, or
You guys-
what?
We had like Spirit Week in high school, and like one of them was like Halloween or dress up whatever, and I bought a blow up dragon or dinosaur.
God, you guys are like a match made in heaven.
We're gonna have a dragon middle infield.
Hey, I'll be
this
home
year.
for this.
Yeah,
For this Halloween.
we gotta make
so.
that happen. Do we have a
Double play ball.
Oh, imagine, dude. We're
Dinosaur to
turning that.
dragon.
We're turning that.
Did you play second base in the dragon costume, or only outfield?
I played right field and that was it. And I got cooked out there, man.
Yeah, it was hot. It was hot.
That was when the zipper, I think, almost came off. And I almost got stuck in there. You don't want to be stuck in there at Goes. It was a 12 o'clock
12 noon.
game. It was the hottest it was going to be that day. So hopefully we get like a different field. Any other field besides Goes would be ideal for those dragon costumes.
Maybe a nighttime game.
Yo, a nighttime Halloween game would be awesome.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Does Halloween ever fall on a weekday?
I mean, it's
not-
always October 31st.
Five times out of 7 it does, Jarin.
So let's move on. What's next? Rapid fire?
Sure. Well, let's get into a recurring segment we have here on Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. This is Rapid Fires, the Shane Himeta edition. Going to pass it on over to, looks like Jaja will be taking the reins for this segment of Rapid Fire. Shane, are you ready?
I hope so.
We had a little bit of help from Auntie Karen for this first question.
Shout out, quick shout out to the Kobashigawas for the hospitality today. We're here in the backyard, setting up Jarin and Shane's first date, rekindling of a first date. But yeah, thanks for the hospitality. We'll get into rapid fire now.
If you were on a first date,
Like right now.
Can I ask this? Can I ask this?
oh yeah, yeah, okay, just for this question.
Okay, Shane. If you were on a first date and you look across the table and Jarin is on the other side and he was using a fork and knife to eat a pizza, would there be a second date?
I feel like that's something Jarin would do. So yeah.
So this is based off of me. What if it was an actual first date?
Deal breaker. Only Jarin.
Wow, I make the exception.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you use a knife for a pizza or a fork.
Okay. Next question. Would you rather? So Shane in his free time has been going fishing. I know a recent activity for yours has been night fishing. So, would you rather kiss every fish you catch or let every fish kiss you?
Is that not the same?
No.
Question?
Would you kiss every fish that you catch, or would you let the fish like kiss you?
I think I would kiss the fish.
Are you a fish kisser usually?
No, not usually.
Okay.
That's gotta be a white people thing, right?
Some of them got teeth, dude. You don't want to get kissed by
I mean,
a
you
fish.
didn't specify where I have to kiss the fish.
Yeah. No. True. And that's a perfectly fine answer.
What do you fish for?
Compliments. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Landon, you want to leave? Dude? Let's get out of here.
I usually fish for ulua.
Oh, let's go. Have you
Any,
caught
recent
big-
catches?
Yeah.
We went, I think it was just recently. And yeah, my friend caught like a 15-pounder. So yeah,
What was the biggest ulu you caught?
that I caught 10 pounds. It was inulu. That's
That still counts.
Bottom, like the baseline.
It was the
It's
baseline.
got to be 10 pounds.
yeah. But the biggest my friend group has caught was 36 pounds.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a big boy.
Shane also likes to gyotaku. Is that
I
how?
do.
Did I use that word right? I know it. Like it's when you put the
Go to the
Print
restaurant.
fish. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No. Yeah.
It's when you what?
So you paint the fish, right, and then you lay it onto a shirt or
Oh,
a
yeah.
canvas or something?
Yeah.
And then you're a 45 years old Japanese man, and you put it above your living room.
Yeah. I have 2 of those in my living room.
There you go.
Yeah, when I caught mine, I went to go get it printed, and I was watching him do the process. It was by Naoki. I was like watching him do the process, and I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting. It's maybe something I could do. Maybe I learned this from the craft club. I got my creativity from the craft club.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
But I was like, I want to try. So the next time my friend caught one, I was like, let me try gyotaku this fish, and came out actually not bad. And then I just kept doing it over and over as we kept on catching, and yeah, just
So what is there a special kind of paint that you use that like washes off so that you eat the fish afterwards?
yeah, you just gotta go to like Ben Franklin. Just look for like the non-toxic acrylic, or maybe it's non-acrylic. I'm not really sure, but yeah, just the non-toxic one.
Maybe one day we could gyotaku the Danimals hands or something.
Yeah.
Or just paint Landon's back and let him jump on a piece of paper.
Or not.
You ever seen like the TikToks of like the girlfriend, they like put paint on their butt and
They
like
sit down like that.
can we gyotaku your ass? All right, let's move on with the rapid fire.
No.
All right, next rapid fire question. Not so rapid fire. Why haven't you offered to edit any of our Danimals video or join the content team? We looked up your YouTube channel and saw this The Blessed Life Summer 2K15, pretty well edited video filmed on a GoPro, and yet you haven't even offered.
I don't have the software that you do, so
What did you edit that on?
iMovie.
Really?
Yeah.
It's actually really good.
So
Go check out that video. It's really well
yeah,
done.
maybe don't.
But still, yeah, some camera work maybe. Help out the flamingo that's out at the games maybe.
I'm not
It's
that
pretty
great.
funny
I mean,
to
like,
just watch him try to figure it out himself, though, right?
like if like when you were still playing, obviously when you weren't crippled and you were hitting, I would take the camera from you. But that's like the only time I would want to do that, because it's a big production that goes on. And I don't want to mess that up.
Can't get any worse than Emerson Lau.
Wow.
If you could have got an NIL deal with any brand or company in college, who would you have wanted to work with?
Ooh, in college.
Or Danimals?
Okay, if I'm in Washington, and if anybody who played or who went to Puget Sound will know this, but it's a place called Memos. It's like a little fast food Mexican restaurant, and they have these carne asada fries, and it's just like the best late night snack. So I would take an NIL from them if I'm in Washington. From here, I would have to go with Off the Hook. That's got to be my number one. I mean,
Manoa Poke Place, right? They're in Manoa.
yeah,
Is there any other locations?
I don't think so.
So would you make the drive out from Kaneohe
Oh, yeah.
to? Oh wow.
Usually when I come home come home for like winter break or summer, my parents pick me up from the airport. If it's like a late night or something, I'll tell them, oh, before you pick me up from the airport, go drive to Off the Hook, because that's the first thing I want to eat when I'm in the car. Or if it's like in the afternoon, that's the first place we're going off the airplane, is straight to Off the Hook. So
If you're watching this and you work for Off the Hook,
yeah, I'll take an NIL.
hook a
please.
brother up. Sponsor the Danimals.
Hook a brother up with Off the Hook.
Especially your cold ginger. Wow. It's the best.
All right. In 2015, what is this? March 2nd, 2015, Shane's first tweet is, quote, "Playing practice won't make you better. The amount of heart you put into the practices will." Now, can you tell me,
With a baseball and heart emoji.
since you tweeted that, how has your practices changed? And what results have you seen from putting more heart into practices?
I don't even remember tweeting that, and then have to have been my freshman year of varsity baseball. So, but I actually think it was during when we went to Maui. I think it was like that time that I might have tweeted that. But I kind of always, like, as an 8th grader, we took a field trip to go watch you guys play at Les during the state championship, and I was like, as an 8th grader, I was like, I'm gonna make varsity as a freshman. Like, that was my goal, and I think that's one thing that carried throughout. Like, after that moment was, I'm gonna practice like it's a game rep and practice like I'm in the moment. So I don't know. I guess I believe what I tweeted.
Well, that's a very wholesome answer.
Shane has definitely expressed his love for baseball, and that'll do it for rapid fire. But I do, like, if you scroll through
That was
Shane's-
like not so rapid.
No, it
but
was
rapid
not
fire.
so rapid fire. If you scroll through Shane's Twitter history, there's a lot of tweets expressing his love for baseball, and I just want to hear it from you on why is baseball like the game? It's the game for you.
I think it's just because I've grown up playing baseball. Like, especially when I was little, it was year round. So it was like nothing but baseball, and I've got my greatest friends out of the sport. Learned like the best skills out of baseball that I just fell in love with the game. So I wouldn't go through my Twitter though. That's I don't know what I was tweeting back then.
And that's @_Shane _ER @_Shane _ER for all of those great tweets.
You can look at the Puget Sound ones, but don't go anything past that one.
You got to go past the Puget Sound ones to get to the good ones.
I'll
There
just
are
make
some-
my account private.
There's some like great pictures on there, by the way. Like Snapchat pictures where you can have the filters on them, and they're just really good.
I really don't use my Twitter unless someone like adds me. Then I'll look at Twitter, but so I have no idea what's on there. Like 2015 maybe was like my prime using Twitter.
Well, yeah. That does it for me.
Well, us outside of baseball, we celebrate Shane because he's such an accomplished ball player on the field. He's got a state championship. He's won all conference honors in college.
He's won a Danimals MVP.
He's won a Danimals MVP. But the kid has held his academics together, is pursuing a career in medicine, is actually working for me
Mr. Boss.
now. But he's going to soon be taking over my role in the medical clinic. What inspired you to pursue that line of work?
Baseball. I was always getting injured, when I was a kid, and I would always go to the same orthopedic doctor, and I was like, I want to be like him, and so that's what kind of got me into going into the medical field. And I was going to go to med school, and then I realized I would have to take the MCAT, and then 4+ years of school, and I was like, nah, it ain't for me.
Sounds like a rough go, huh, Ryan?
Sure.
For those of you who don't know, Ryan passes MCAT and will be starting medical school soon. 4 years, just grinding away.
Thanks for the reminder.
No problem, buddy.
Well, Shane, I'm certainly proud of all of your achievements, baseball on the field and, coming into your own as a pre-professional off the field. We appreciate your work in the clinic as well. Your presence on the Danimals baseball field has been nothing but extraordinary for us. I think we all can kind of say comfortably that we enjoy having you out there, especially being a comfortable presence out at shortstop, and being able to make that throw, and being a big bat in our lineup. I think it was nice to chat tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
I think you said you have a year here in Hawaii before you're gonna look to move to the mainland. So in this year, I think you have summer season, then fall season. What are you gonna do to cherish playing with the Danimals?
I don't know.
Maybe
Probably-
rekindle that handshake with Jarin.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you're not crippled anymore. My goal is to never get a screamer. It's eventually going to happen, but when I get a screamer, I think that's when I really have to consider, considering myself washed up. And
It's gonna be a real sentimental tweet after that.
Yeah. Officially taking the time to reflect upon myself, to hang up my cleats. For the
I've hit rock bottom. Only can go up from here. Hashtag player of the game. Hashtag screamer. Hashtag still not as bad as Cole.
Yeah. I really hope I'm not as bad as Cole, but
I don't think you will, but when you say you're washed up, those are the kind of players that we look for. So we'll wait for you so you can hit that point, and then
Come back down to our level.
I hope I'm gone by the time I consider myself washed up. So
Any closing remarks, Shane? What you got for the fans?
just thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting Danimals baseball. It's always fun going out on a Saturday, Sunday, or whatever Thursday night. Yeah, it's nothing better than playing baseball with the boys, wearing a Danimals uniform. So yeah, thank you so much.
Well, we appreciate you having come out to this podcast in Jarin's backyard literally under the lights tonight.
Hey, look at that.
Gonna plug that. We will see you next time. Hopefully it won't be too much of a love connection podcast between Jarin and our next guest.
There's a love connection with everybody.
We'll see you next time on Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.